Hey guys, welcome back once again to the Horror with your hostess with the mostest, Jennifer, as always. So we're continuing my 25 top favorite non-horror movies of all time. So we just finished up numbers 25 through 21. We are going to go ahead and continue with numbers 20 through 16. So number 20 is another comedy, which I don't know how many of you guys have heard of this movie, you have seen this movie, but if you like comedies, maybe a little bit of I don't want to say necessarily a black comedy or anything like that, but definitely a little bit more of a cynical sense of humor and everything, maybe a little bit of a darker sense of humor, just a touch, not like overly. But that movie is Drop Dead Gorgeous. This has quite a few people: Kirsten Dunst, Kirstie Alley, Denise Richards is in this. Just a terrific little cast. Very funny. It's about like this sort of like teen beauty pageant, which I know a lot of you are like, it's about beauty pageants, but no, seriously, check this one out because it's just like I said, it's hilarious. This is another one that has a lot of very quotable lines in it. Just definitely check it out. But yeah, that's my number 20 right there of my favorite movies, non-horror movies, not movies. So number 21, the next one, no, not 21. Number 19. How many times can I mess up the numbering system here? My 19th favorite movie of all time, non-horror, is another classic. I know a lot of you guys love it. This should be no surprise. And that is Edward Scissorhands. I mean, seriously, like, do I even really need to say anything about this one? Do I? No, but I mean, it's a great movie. I know I actually saw this in the theater. It had to have been with my one sister, and I think my aunt. I think my Aunt Cello took us to see this. I think like one of my aunts took me to see this on my dad's side. But no, love this movie. Great movie. Great little movie. Great cast. Great director. Great story. Next one up, it's an action movie. First action movie. I think I have a couple of action movies in here. But first action movie from the 80s. A lot of great action movies from the 80s, action, like RoboCop and stuff, all that stuff, Terminator and stuff. But the one I picked, the one I really, really do enjoy, I watch quite frequently, is The Running Man. Yeah, The Running Man. This is a fun one. Another movie that just has like nice quotable lines and everything. It's a fun one. Yeah. As much as I'm like, oh my God, Arnold Schwarzenegger, I gotta say, I love his earlier movies and everything. I do. I can't even lie. So that was number 18. So number 17 on my list, musical actually. First musical of the list. I think one of two, I believe, of musicals that are on my top 25, non-horror. And this is actually from a Broadway play and everything, like most musicals are. And that movie is Rent. Love this movie. Great song and everything. I remember I did actually I first saw this like 6-ish or 7 years ago on Netflix, actually. Because for a while it's like another like Broadway musical adaptation to a movie, but when I did finally caved in and saw it, I was like, oh my God, this is brilliant. And I do definitely highly recommend getting the Blu-ray and everything, or at least a copy of it, because it does have some really great special features on here, a little bit about like the writer of it and everything, who had passed away, just his story and everything, and like the cast and everyone who was involved with both the Broadway play and the movie, which a lot of the people from the Broadway play actually like are in the movie, so which is actually kind of like neat. I like that. But no, this is like a great, great movie altogether. Even if you're not really into like musicals and everything, this is definitely one you should see because it takes place the very end of 1989 and everything, and there's a lot of just very reminiscent of what was going on at the time with like AIDS and you know, the rise of like people being out of work and everything, just a lot of that stuff and everything. So definitely check it out. Highly recommend it. And my number 16 for the list, a comedy, another 80s comedy. Like I said, there's going to be quite a few comedies on here. And that is, and one that I feel like has one of my personal favorite soundtracks of all time, by the way, is Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Love this movie. Great movie. I feel like even though, you know, it's much different today and everything, at least from like when I was a kid, I feel like you could still relate. I mean, I know it's a little dated and everything. Like I graduated high school in 03 and everything. This came out in 82. So that's a pretty big gap, but I still feel like for me, it still was kind of like one of those things where you could definitely relate to and everything. And like I said, if nothing else, man, listen or watch it for at least the music. It's got some great music. It does. It does. So that is my 20 through 16. Let's go ahead and recap real quick. Let's. So number 20, Drop Dead Gorgeous. Number 19, Edward Scissorhands. You can't really see that cover all that well, but you guys know what it is. You guys know. Number 18, The Running Man. 16, Rent. And 16, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Next up, we will be doing 15 through 11. So I will see you guys then.